I'll say the thing. Oh, Will has disappeared, apparently. Well, it looks like I'm on my own today, guys.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I just wanted to start one of these episodes just with this on.
He actually
Like,
showed me this, the light up mask thing. He showed me this a while ago. We were just playing around. I think it was actually before the first episode. But it's just like a glow in the dark face kind of thing.
Yeah, I got this for Halloween.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah, around Halloween is when I got this. It took basically a month for it to ship. I'm really glad I ordered it in November. Yeah, it cost me like $80, and my mom got
$80.
And my mom got mad at me for buying it. But I mean,
Yeah,
sacrifice.
I can see why. $80.
But anyways, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of To Whom It May Concern.
That's probably
gonna
make history as the strangest opening that we have had on the channel for any episode.
I just wanted to do something different, right?
I mean, it was different.
I just wanted to do something for the fun of it, honestly. Can you blame me?
Yes.
Alright, whatever.
Told if you to assume that I wouldn't blame you.
Alright, let's go ahead and get into today's topics.
And hope that we actually, have topics to talk about.
What sounds am I hearing, by the way?
You're not.
I just heard something from your end. Don't
worry about it. Nothing's going on over here.
I swear, I just picture from your end you're just playing games during this podcast, and you're just not even paying attention.
Whatever makes you say that?
I can just tell. Just to let y'all know at home the amount of dedication Steven has for entertaining y'all.
I do have lots of dedication for entertaining. I mean, I am here on a weekly basis to, do this podcast.
I mean, you are. To give you credit, you do. When you're not watching Hunger Games, you do show up.
Okay, that happened like once, okay? I still have two more.
One time!
I still have two more of those movies left.
It was one time.
There is still two more of those movies left that I have not watched yet. It's gonna happen one time. We're gonna have a week where it's just gonna be like, Will's just gonna be like, "All right, you ready to record?" Oh yeah, no, I'm just watching the Hunger Games again. And then Will's just gonna, what's that face that you make? Do the Mario Kart face.
I'm gonna show up at your house. No, I'm gonna show up at your house next time that happens. I will literally make that hour-long trip. I'm gonna crash through your window. I'm gonna scream at you. And I won't stop screaming until you get to your laptop, and then I'm gonna take another hour drive back to my.
You think I do this on a laptop?
Your computer, whatever. I'm recording on a laptop. I'm sorry.
You're recording on a MacBook, which I do not respect in the slightest.
And honestly, I kind of regret my decision, because it's not that I don't like Apple, but because the way my campus works is they run everything on like Microsoft stuff. So
yeah, because Microsoft is the company for business stuff. Like all enterprise technology and stuff like that is run on Microsoft. That's just how it is. That's why nobody cares about Apple.
And I wish I had known that, because it makes doing stuff on my Apple computer a lot more difficult. I honestly wish they wouldn't do that, but whatever.
I mean, to be fair, though, Microsoft did release Microsoft Office for Apple, which I do not agree with at all, but, I mean, they did.
I mean, we have to use the Microsoft equivalent of Gmail, was called Microsoft something, whatever. So
I forget the name
not
of it.
a
I know what you're talking about, but I forget the name.
Microsoft
of
Outlook something.
Yeah, Outlook.
I can look it up.
It's Outlook. Yeah,
Outlook
when you said it, it came to me.
Yeah, it's like, why not just use Gmail? Why not just use Gmail like everyone else? I don't get it.
I mean, it literally is just a website. I mean, to be fair, my college has their own email address. Like every student gets a email address. Although, to be fair, the college's email is run through Microsoft. So,
whatever. It might just be me being a triggered Apple fan.
You are a
triggered. Who knows? But it's just, I use a MacBook, and every time I open a Google Doc, they're like, no, just open a PowerPoint, or no, just open Microsoft Word. It's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go out of my way to use Microsoft Word. Like, that's stupid.
And this is why you get
right there.
And this is why you get Windows, because then you don't have to go out of your way in order to use it.
And if only I had known that, that's the thing. If only I had known that ahead of time. But I'm more familiar with working on Apple than I am with. I mean, everyone knows how to use Microsoft,
and that's the problem.
But I'm more comfortable on Apple because it has better features and like a better format than Windows, in my opinion.
You sound like you're trying to sell me Apple at this point.
At this point, if they want to hire me, I'll take the money.
This episode is sponsored by Apple. It's not. It's
I say that and then I spill water on myself. The epitome of professionalism.
What a great employee Will would make at an Apple store.
I'm only going to the interview and be like, my friend tried to bully me into getting Microsoft, and what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't listen to him. That's another word I was thinking.
That was the best you could come up with. I didn't listen to him.
I didn't crack under the pressure of getting Windows. That's what I was trying to think.
Yes.
And they're going to be like, you are worthy, my child.
You are worthy.
Like it suddenly turns into a samurai movie. A grandmaster handing his sword down to a pupil. That's what an interview is going to look like.
Yes. That one meme where it's honestly, like the no wait, because that's the backward. I was thinking of that one meme where it's like the huge dude up in the throne, and then there's like the small guy who has like the sword over his head, and he's like kneeling down. I don't know if you know what I'm talking
speaking
about.
Speaking of memes, if I were to work in an Apple store, I would most likely turn into that one meme where Drake goes over. Like, have you seen that meme where two Apple employees, there's the one guy on the computer and the other guy shows him something and he's like, oh.
No, I haven't.
And I don't think. I'm pretty sure if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. But for those who know who I'm talking about, it's
for those of you who
Drake
don't know,
and Lil Yachty. For those of you who do know who are watching and aren't not cultured, it's where Drake and Lil Yachty are like Apple employees. Lil Yachty's at the computer, and then Drake shows him something, and Lil Yachty's like, "Oh, that's how you do it." That's the type of employee I would be. I would be that dude trying to be like, "How do I do this again?" And then someone would have to show me how to do it. That's the type of employee I would be.
That seems pretty legit.
Like, for the first, I don't know, 3-4 months at Wendy's, I was like a bumbling, clueless. Like, I didn't know how to do anything. I constantly had to ask for help. Like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And
that's me. That is me still after a year of working at Publix.
And the thing is, at Wendy's, the training was absolutely awful.
Oh yeah, Publix is like that too.
I barely had a chance to like actually watch like the instruction videos that they're supposed to show you. Like they didn't even do that for me. They just threw me onto the job, and I had to figure everything out for myself.
That sounds like pretty much any major company.
And what was extra funny about that was like several months of me working, and like we got new management that actually knew what they were doing, and that's only then was I able to actually sit down and watch the instructional videos, even though by then I had already known a good bit of how to do my job. So,
I mean,
That's
I have
basically like
learned. To be fair, I have learned more about my job, like from experience of actually doing it, than I ever did from the instructional videos.
but like the instructional videos are like telling you, they're like familiarizing yourself with how to do basic stuff, right?
Well, they're
And,
also
like,
telling you how things were
not
done
necessarily
like 50 years ago,
right,
because
but
a lot
it's
of
basically
a lot of
telling
the
you,
videos are very outdated. Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
right. I don't know what it's like at your place, but at my place, what was funny about the ones at my place were at Wendy's. They spent a long time talking about Dave Thomas, the founder of
Oh yeah,
Wendy's.
we do
It's
that.
like
We do that too.
talking about how much of a great guy he is, and the entire time I'm like, I don't care. Can I skip this,
Yeah.
please?
No, we did that
It's,
too.
it talked about his childhood. It's like, why do I need to know this?
Why do I need to know how
Just
exactly?
tell me how to make a burger, please! I'm begging you! Take me!
Tell me how to do the one thing I applied to this job to do. You have one job. Let's teach you how to do literally everything else. That's the mentality behind a lot of like fast food and retail training.
Yeah, exactly. Man. Alright. So, moving on to other things, if you have nothing else to talk about at Publix.
I mean, I could go about things that I dislike about my job all day.
Go ahead. I won't send this to your boss. Not at all.
You don't even know who my boss is. How would you send it to my boss?
I'll figure it out. I will
Now I'm
go to your
scared.
Publix.
Now I'm scared.
I will go to your Publix. Why would you be? I live like an hour away.
I mean, you already threatened to drive to my house.
There's no reason for me.
First my house, then my job. What's
Oh,
next?
yeah, that's true. If you try to get a job at an airport, I will go to that airport, go up to them, and then show them this channel and the Who channel.
This is what Steven has taken part in. Do you really want to hire him?
I'm going to show them episode 1 of this podcast where we're talking about terrorism and be like, take a listen to this.
What's up to terrorists? We
Listen
somehow
to this part where he said he's going to fly his plane into the Pentagon.
I don't remember ever actually saying that, but sure. I mean, I did threaten to fly my plane into Will's house, but
I mean, no. We didn't say you were going to fly into the Pentagon. We said you were going to fly into Tokyo.
oh yeah, that's right.
That's what we said. That's on me. Sorry.
I remember that part.
Yeah.
Somehow I remember that.
There it goes again with that sound I just heard.
Yeah,
I don't know if
still-
it's picking up. I don't know if it's picking up in the recording. And
I
it's
mean, I
happened
try to
before
keep
where-
my audio balanced.
I don't know.
If you hear any
Alright.
unexplained sounds from my end, just ignore it. It's probably not important.
And if you're hearing nothing, trust me, it is something, but you're just hearing nothing. I promise I'm sane.
No,
I
he's
promise that I
definitely
am
not.
sane.
He's definitely not. The question of whether Will is sane is not really a question. Like, that question was already answered, and the answer wasn't a positive one.
That's the title of this video. Question: is Will sane? Answer: no. With like 15 O's. She's like,
No.
no. All right, so I would like to take this podcast into an exciting new segment that I am calling
Exciting.
the Weekly Kanye Update.
Oh, it's more
You talked
Kanye
over-
West.
It's the Weekly Kanye Update. The way I'm doing this is because he goes trending and goes viral every week.
Does
we
he
might as well
really?
turn this into a weekly segment.
Does he
Yes.
really? Oh my
Like-
gosh.
Yes, he's always
It's
going
that
on to
bad.
some interview. It's always on some interview that he talks about stuff. Last week we talked about how he went on to Alex Jones podcast called Infowars, and
Among
he was
other
talking about-
things.
he was talking about among other things, he was talking about Hitler and how
Oh yeah, the Hitler discussion.
yeah.
My dad listening
for
to
the-
me from the living room, he hears the word Hitler. He's like, "Oh no."
Hitler was just misunderstood. Wouldn't you agree? my roommate's listening to me like, what's he talking about? He must be a Kanye stan.
You get reported to the administration at your college.
They show me this clip and on a laptop, and they're just like, "Can you explain yourself?"
Explain
like-
yourself. Well, you
Your
see,
Honor,
I kind
Your
of have to
Honor,
agree.
Your Honor, my client was simply performing comedy.
Yes,
Don't worry,
comedy.
don't worry, officer. Me praising Hitler is just satire. It's just satire.
Definitely.
I feel like we could just excuse every crime with that. It's like, it's just a prank, bro.
It's just a prank,
satire.
bro.
This homicide I committed. Don't worry, it's just satire. It's just comedy. All right, so
It
as
was
for
all in good fun.
So as for the update, ever since that whole thing, there's been tattoo parlors that are saying, like tattoo removal shops that are offering to get rid of your Kanye tattoo for free. So if you want to get rid, so if there's any Kanye fans who has a tattoo of him that don't want it anymore, you can get rid of it for free. I saw that and I just thought that's the funniest thing. Just like, imagine being so low that
People want to get rid of that
tattoo
tattoos.
parlors are offering to get rid of your tattoos.
You know,
of
it would make it funnier. It would just be even funnier if it didn't even cost money, but instead the parlors were offering to pay you to get rid of the tattoo.
that would really sting for him. Like, this is like bad enough, but like that itself would be like a new low.
Not only are tattoo parlors getting rid of the tattoos, they're paying the customers to do it.
That'd be like if McDonald's, once their stocks dropped super, super low, they had to pay people to eat their burgers.
Yes. I mean, at that point, you're literally just at a loss because you're not making money. You're literally giving money away.
Yeah. I imagine it'd be like, well, for this burger, and then, but to sit down in the restaurant, it's like $15. and to use the restroom, it's like $50. And like I want to make a restaurant where it's like the food is free, but everything else you do in the restaurant costs money. Like every time you take a breath, that's like $1, and every time you I don't know. Like every time you take a step, that's like $20, and every time you
just to walk in the restaurant, to open the door and walk in the restaurant is like $50. This is exactly what would happen if EA made a restaurant.
Exactly. No. You know what they would do? They would hand you the meal, and then you start eating it. And once you're like 25% done with the meal, it's like locked out. And it's like, to continue eating this meal, you must pay like
Let's buy the premium
$29.99.
subscription.
Buy the premium subscription after you already paid for the food.
Yeah, you paid for the food, and now you have to buy the subscription to continue eating the food that you.
And
already
then once
paid
you
for.
buy the subscription, you continue eating, but the food is like lagging out and glitching.
Yes, and then they say, "Oh, would you like to upgrade to better internet service for a very small fee?"
Yes.
You're like, all I want to do is eat a sandwich.
Yes. And you can like buy different skins for the packaging.
No, you can buy different skins for the food that you're literally going to eat.
Like, do you want a brown bun or do you want a red bun? It'll be like the burgers
It's like,
from that
it doesn't change the flavor at all. Of course, it's just looks.
Yeah, and yeah, that'd be pretty funny. That's another idea for a title of this. We talk about EA.
EA designs a restaurant.
Yes, or we're pitching a new idea to EA for a potential restaurant.
This is a very good way to get EA not to like us, so we don't get any potential sponsorships from them in the future. I mean, to be fair, we would be kidding ourselves if we thought that EA was going to sponsor us in the first place, but...
Right. So, I mean, yeah. So that's it for the Kanye segment. We didn't even talk about Kanye that much.
The Kanye segment where we didn't talk about Kanye. Classic.
I'm sure in the coming week he'll do something else. I'm confident.
This just becomes a news channel about stuff that Kanye West has done.
Yeah. We need to make a new channel for that.
It's the Kanye update channel.
Yes. And we can get Kid Cudi on as a guest.
Yeah, I don't.
For those at home who know what I'm talking about, we'll make it happen. And you know why that's a funny joke, but Steven doesn't know because he's uncultured. Well, it's not even that he's uncultured. It's just he doesn't. I haven't yet explained to him what the beef is yet between the two.
He hasn't explained beef to me. I still have no idea what beef is. Like, what are all these people who call themselves vegans making all this fuss about? I just made him reevaluate his life choices. I just made him reevaluate his entire life in 5 seconds.
All right, Steven. We're gonna have a sit down about this.
I hope you realize that was a joke. Can't even form words. I've deactivated Will's ability to do this.
I genuinely thought, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't joking.
Like, you genuinely thought that I didn't know what vegans were?
No, I was thinking that you didn't know what beef was. Like, in the context of two people having beef.
Oh no, I know what that means, but I was trying to make a joke of, like, I literally don't know what beef as in the meat is. I was trying to joke about, like, not even knowing what actual beef is.
Wait, no. This reminds me of something. Hold on. This reminds me of a video, like, so there's this YouTube channel that like makes storytime animations, but they like take submissions from different people to like voice their stories, and then a animator or like a company will like have people that animate those stories, right?
Right.
So you could voice, like, you could record yourself telling a story, and then they will pick your story if you're lucky, and then animate it.
If you're lucky.
There was this one that I saw where a girl broke up with this dude because he kept repeating the phrase, "What is potatoes?" And he was acting like he didn't know what potatoes were. And it annoyed her so much that she broke up with him.
I mean, I'm gonna be fair that it's pretty petty to break up with someone just simply on the basis of that, but I'm also gonna say that the guy was asking for it.
I'm just imagining, like, if I was a friend in that scenario, it's like, what happened, man? Man, she dumped me. What did she dump you for? I told her I didn't know what potatoes were, and she left me for that. Like, I just like to imagine that, right?
Right.
I don't know. I just find
I told her I didn't know what potatoes were.
And I was
I'm
supposed to be a
I'm just
quote-unquote
imagining
joke.
the level of stupidity behind that argument. Like, oh, you don't know what potatoes are. You don't deserve to be, like.
The thing is,
the logic
he
behind
obviously
that.
he obviously knew what potatoes were, but he was making
Well,
a
I know.
joke, and a joke, and he kept repeating it, and that annoyed her. And the way the guy was like talking about it, he was like, "I don't understand why she broke up with me after this like harmless joke." When it seems clear that the problem is he just kept repeating it and got on her nerves to the point where she was like, no, I don't think I want to be with this dude anymore.
I don't want.
But I just love to imagine. I just love to imagine that the real reason is because she genuinely thinks that he didn't know what potatoes were, and I don't know, something about that is just funny to me. Oh yeah, and speaking of story times that could be anime videos, I got a story time for you. It happened this week, and
it's story time.
It's not the.
First of all, we have to introduce this segment by saying it's a story time segment, just to be consistent.
Nah, okay. So as I've established before, I live in a dorm hall, right? Because I
think we all knew that. For those of you who don't know, Will goes to college.
Yeah, I live in a dorm hall, and in our dorm hall we have fire alarms that.
Oh boy!
Everyone knows what fire alarms are, right?
For those of you who don't know, a fire alarm is basically an alarm that goes off if there's a fire to tell everyone to get out of the building before you burn to death.
Yes. Well,
just in case you didn't know.
Well, at our hall, we have a problem of people who are constantly going out the fire exits, and whenever you go out the fire exits, it triggers the alarm. And it is so loud and annoying.
They just don't care.
Either that or they're just dumb.
Like, I mean, it's probably the latter.
Yeah, exactly. And they can go off at any time. Like, the most recent example, the reason why...
Now you got me thinking. Now you got me thinking. Watch as one just goes off in the middle of our podcast.
Yeah, I'm genuinely thinking about that. Like, that could happen. That could happen one of these days. But the most recent example when this happened was a few nights ago. I think it was... I forgot what day it was, but it was at 4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
And that night, I had gone...
No, my question is not. My question isn't even like the fire alarm going off. My question is, who is using the fire exit for any reason at 4 a.m.?
That it is also not even like the fire exit is the most common way, but there are other things. Sometimes it just goes off randomly.
That sounds like a problem
Sure.
your school should get fixed.
But yeah, it was at 4 a.m. And that night, I think I went to bed at like 1 a.m. So I had like 3 hours of sleep. And I woke up. It woke me up, and I was mad. Like, I was. And it was
He
like
was
the most recent
steaming.
example. So. And this is the most recent example. So that means that it's happened a lot of other times, right? But this is the first time that it was like during like the middle of the night where it like woke me up. And right when I was able to finally get back to sleep, that's when my
Guess
alarm
what?
clock woke me up to get to class. And I was so tired that day. When I went to class, I was just in a bad mood. I just looked at everyone like,
If you dare talk to me, then you don't want to know what you're going to get.
yeah, leave me alone. It was kind of like that.
This man went
I was
full
so mad.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
I was so mad that day. You don't even know.
He was more mad than when I beat him for the third time in a row in Mario Kart.
And by the time I was done with classes for that day, I just crashed into bed and I was asleep for like 8 hours.
Isn't that a
because
normal amount of sleeping time?
Yeah, but it was because the other night when I was woken up, I only had like 3 hours of sleep. And then I think by then I fell back asleep at like 5. And that's when I got like another 3 hours of sleep. And then I had to wake up. So yeah, no, I was tired. But yeah, that's it for my story time. If someone's watching this and is an animator and wants to animate
The
that
story time
then
animated.
yes, then go ahead. Chances are that won't be for a little while, but we'll see. We'll see. We're growing an audience right now, by the way.
All right.
As of right now, we have about 9 subscribers, which doesn't sound a lot in retrospect, but
That's
now
less than the Who channel, and the Who channel is dead, so...
But as of right now, I still consider that a win, because that means we are still gaining subscribers. Because, like, the other week, it was, like, 7 or 6 subscribers, so...
We gained 2 subscribers in an entire week.
Yeah. I consider that a win. And if we just keep going, then... are you done?
I'm never done.
Then be done. It's not that hard.
Okay.
Anyways, while the distraction is gone, what was I even saying? Getting in the audience.
I just die, and it's like, okay, anyway, so while we're free from distractions...
Yes.
That's what I am to
Yes.
this channel. I am simply a distraction from the main point.
I mean, to be fair, I was talking and you were just like you were making noise, just like. I don't even remember what I was saying, but basically, we're on the grind right now. We're
on the
building an
grind.
audience. Yeah, it's an outdated saying as of right now because not many people say that.
I mean,
anymore,
no, it's
but-
not. It's not that outdated. Like, I would say "on the grind" is like as something that people still say.
I don't know, I feel like it was something that people said a lot more a few years ago rather than now.
I mean, it probably was, but I mean, in an age where gaming is not anywhere near losing popularity, I mean, grinding is a term that is used pretty commonly still.
Yeah, it's a term for one other thing, but we're not going to talk about that.
For those of you who don't know, grinding, the term is
Okay, next topic. Next topic. We like to keep things PG on this channel. Thank you very much.
I was going to
Alright,
talk about
Steven.
the term as it's used in the context of gaming.
Well,
Get your mind
okay.
out of the gutter, Will.
I thought you were going to say the
No.
other description.
No.
Okay. Let's move on from that. Can we move on from that?
We kind of completely destroyed any possibility of discussing that topic.
All right.
I wasn't even thinking about that type of that use of the term. As you can see, Will is the one who is the biggest threat to the PG status of this channel.
Well, I'm sorry. I was trying to make a lighthearted joke that was like
That happened to be very
you know
not
how like
PG.
kids. You know how kids movies will like slide in adult humor a little bit.
Well, yeah,
and
but it's
like,
usually in
not
ways that
show
like
it.
it's usually in ways that like only the adults are able to understand.
Yeah, and I was trying to do that, but then you brought more attention to it.
I did, or at least I wasn't trying to. You're the one who said, "Hold on, are you talking about?"
I can just imagine like the kids watching who have no idea what we're talking about, being so confused.
You act as if kids are actually going to watch this. We're gonna be approved
Okay,
for
all right.
YouTube Kids.
No, we want to make money still, so
Right? Can you not make money on YouTube?
if we
Kids?
apply for no, because ever since the stuff with Copper, if you make your videos for kids, like there's a selection on YouTube that you have to choose from. Is your video
I
made
know.
for kids? Yes
I
or
have
no?
uploaded a video to YouTube before. I know.
And if you click yes, you can't make any money off that video.
That seems kind of dumb.
But no, the reason why they do that is because if you make a video for kids and you put ads on it, that means that advertisers are collecting data from kids. And
Oh.
YouTube was going to get sued for that. So in order to prevent that, they
I mean,
put this
YouTube
system in
deserves to
place
get sued
where-
for a lot of things other than that, but actually, Google as a
Yeah.
whole deserves to get sued for a lot of things, but we're not going to get into that because, politics. I mean, it's not really
a bunch
politics,
of complicated, but it's complicated legal stuff. That
complicated legal issues
complicated.
that aren't. Yeah, we don't really discuss that here. We like to keep this channel actually fun and entertaining.
Okay, and my next topic that I have right here is anything but complicated. All right, so Steven, what? All right, I'm gonna ask you a general question. Do you like frosted sugar cookies?
Depends, because there's a lot of different kinds of frosted sugar cookies, and there's some that I like and some that I don't. So you really have to give a specific.
Okay,
context as to-
the ones in Walmart that are like soft and have the cream on top.
Oh yes, I
Like
love those. Those are like my favorite kind of cookie.
Right. See, that's the same way for me too. But I've gone into like I've noticed on the internet there's a huge debate among people. And it's not really a viral thing, but it's just something that is constantly happening. Of people having a vicious battle over what type of cookie is the best. And frosted sugar cookies are one where
my immediate response to that
people-
is, why is that even a debate? Because first of all, there is no best type of cookie. Different people like different types of cookies, and in my opinion, whatever one person considers the best type of cookie is a matter of their own opinion, and they're entitled to have that own opinion. They're entitled to have that opinion, but I mean, everybody else is also entitled to have their own opinion, and you really can't give like a definitive answer on what is the best, like anything, like food wise. Honestly,
see, that's a common sense answer. But the problem is the internet is anything but common sense. So everyone takes their views and runs with it as fact, and they go to war with people over what type of cookie is the best. Some people say it's Oreo. Some people say it's Chips Ahoy. Some people say it's Frosted Sugar Cookies. But there's a lot of people who like hate on these Frosted Sugar Cookies, and there are some that love it, like the both of us. And like the two are always clashing. And it's one of those things that's like not talked about a lot, but I just find it super entertaining.
I mean, I can understand that it's entertaining because it's funny to see people argue about something pointless like that. But again, from a logical standpoint, it just doesn't make sense to even have an argument about something like that. Someone's opinion is their opinion, and they deserve to have that opinion. And if someone likes the cookies, then sure. And if someone doesn't like them, sure. That's everybody's opinion. If you don't like them, don't eat them. If you do like them, eat them. That's all there is to it, really.
Well, it's the same with people when they express their music opinions. Like, what type of music is the best? And like,
yeah, exactly. It's
like we said earlier,
not one.
Like, people constantly go war with each other, mainly on Twitter, over music opinions. It happens constantly.
I mean, people go to war on Twitter about anything, to be fair.
Exactly. So, but I just brought up sugar cookies because I just thought it was interesting. Because, like, they have the biggest fans and the biggest haters at the same time. And I just think it's so fascinating. Like, this one particular type of cookie, like, strikes such a war between people.
Somehow. Like, and my question is, like, why is it cookies specifically? I feel like there are a lot of things that you could argue on that are opinion-based matters besides literally cookies.
Yeah. But I don't know. All right.
I'm starting to regret not having the water with me because I've been doing a lot of talking this episode.
Yeah, ever since the last episode, I got a lot of water, so now I'm prepared. Last episode, I was struggling.
Yeah, because you were doing most of the talking. I barely did any talking last episode. This episode, I'm like making a point about everything.
Right. But last episode, it was just a case where my voice was gradually dying. It's not even my voice, this is my throat was gradually dying. And to be fair, right now it is, but at least I have this to help with it.
Yeah.
So, we're 42 minutes into this podcast, and I have one discussion point left.
So let's stretch it out for 20 minutes.
Yeah, do you have any discussion points that you would like to bring up?
No, I'm not creative.
Can you please be creative?
No. I cut out the creativity part of my brain.
How did that surgery go?
I mean, it worked. It accomplished the goal of making me not creative.
Did it?
I mean, yeah, I'm not creative now, so I literally cannot make an original, like, anything. I cannot come up with an original concept. Any concept that I come up with for anything, like, has come from somewhere else.
And that is a perfect segue to this last point I was going to bring up. So basically, the other day I was rewatching all the Who videos, and then after I rewatched them, I went to your channel and I rewatched all the reaction videos you made on them.
Yes, those pieces of pure cringe.
Where you sit down and you watch the video and you reacted to it. Like, it's a reaction video, everyone knows what it is.
For those of you who don't know, a reaction video is...
yeah, go ahead, give the historical context.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, a reaction video is basically where someone usually a dedicated channel, but sometimes not a dedicated channel. They basically just watch a video that was made by someone else and just record their live reaction to the video. It's pretty simple and self-explanatory, honestly.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people who question whether or not that's morally right to do, because you're essentially, if you're making a reaction video on something, the main argument that a lot of people make is if you watch the reaction video, there's no point to watch the original video.
Well,
And
see, I
the
personally
reaction video-
disagree. I personally disagree because if you're watching like somebody reacting to a video, yeah, you see the original video in there, but you also have the person reacting over it. And usually the person's reaction is going to be like the main event. That's the main thing that's being portrayed in the reaction video. And you don't get you don't see the original video the same way because you're paying more attention to the person reacting than the original video. And if you want to actually see the original video on its own, then you would just watch the original video. So, as a matter of fact, there is still a point in watching the original video, even if there's reaction videos that exist, because it's just not the same thing.
Yeah, and I get both sides of the argument, honestly. Like, I do agree that reaction videos do offer, like, it basically offers a different point of view. And also, if you watch a funny video, naturally you're going to want to watch other people watch it to see if they laugh at it the same way you do. At least that's what I do whenever I come across something. I'll see if there's reaction videos to it.
Like just seeing like what other people's opinions are and if they have the same ones as you, or if they have different ones, like how they differ and things like that. Like I think reaction videos are interesting because it allows you to see how other people, especially prominent people who are known for reacting to stuff, like how their opinions, like what their views on the video are and how their opinions differ from your own opinions and stuff like that. And if there's multiple people reacting to the video, you can even see like how different people's reactions differ. And I've seen like some videos that are like mashups where they have like 8 or 10 different people react to the same video and they like put them all at the same time, and it's crazy.
That reminds me of something I said in the first episode of Who. Not this podcast, but the first episode of Who, when I literally opened up by making you react to something, and you were like,
we're just a reaction video now. We're gonna react to everything.
Yes,
I remember the exact quote.
And you were like, you were like screaming like, ah, ah, ah. And then I mentioned something like, that'll be good.
Abuse counter.
That'll be good. That'll be good for the reaction mashup.
Yeah,
I remember saying that, but.
You said that without thinking about the fact that we didn't have anybody else's reactions to mash up with it.
Well, considering the video we were watching, there definitely are reaction videos, but when it comes to music, it's
for
especially
reference,
tricky because
the actual video that he pulled up was like a music video called WAP. I remember that only because in the video Will was like, so we're gonna be reacting to WAP. We're gonna react to everything. And it's funny,
and by that I mean watch the first 40 seconds because he wasn't entertaining enough. And I was like,
well, yeah. And then in the final video, like the Who episode, after it was edited, he just basically sped up the entire reaction sequence and also blurred out the video. So yeah,
yeah. And the thing about that is, music videos are especially tricky because the copyright. That's another thing that people use, an argument they use against reaction videos, and it's the whole copyright issue.
Well, I feel like displaying the video for the purposes of reacting to it doesn't count as an infringement of copyright, because an infringement of copyright is if you take a piece of work not your own and claim it as your own. And if you're reacting to a piece of work, obviously you wouldn't react to something that you made, so you're clearly not claiming it as your own. You're clearly saying... Like the whole premise.
Technically do that.
Oh yeah,
but we did technically do it because you're reacting to something that you were in.
Well, yes, but it was also something that was the case where you actually were reacting to something that you made. But clearly, it was something that I was a part of making, so I can claim it as my own. legally and it'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah. But I was just mentioning how funny it was how he said you wouldn't react to your own content when you did
Well,
that.
it's also a little
Technically.
different. The only reason that I reacted past tense to the Who videos was because I only took part in the recording, and the edits that Will did after the fact I didn't actually see until the finished product came out. So I was mostly just reacting to Will's editing rather than yeah.
I know. I was just kind of trying to make a joke about that. But yeah,
he was trying to win the debate against me. Little did he know it's never going to happen. He's about as good at winning debates against me as he is at winning Mario Kart against me. I'm in danger.
But yeah, what was I going to say? Okay, so do you know what fair use is, or have you at least heard of it?
Well, I've heard of like the policy. Basically, like fair use is like the ways in which you're allowed to use copyrighted content. So, for example, like video games, for example, is a good one. Most video games, like the content in them, like characters and music and stuff, all of that is intellectual property and is copyrighted. But people can put videos of them like playing games and stuff because it falls under fair use. You're not claiming the game or any of its content as your own. You're just playing it. And, that's why games are designed to be done anyway. So fair use protects the right of people to show themselves playing a game, even if the game's content is technically copyrighted.
Right. But I bring this up because people argue about whether or not reaction videos are protected under fair use because there are two conflicting policies. So, one policy that the people arguing for reaction videos use is that it falls under commentary, that they are providing commentary as they are reacting to the videos, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. It's mostly true. It's basically...
But the other thing that people arguing against reaction videos use is that the other policy is it can't use all of the content, which most reaction videos do use all the content. So people arguing against it are saying that since you're using all the content, again.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the case with things like movies. Like that's why channels like CinemaSins can't do like the full movie because movies are paid content. They're a content where it's fundamentally designed. You have to pay to access them. So it makes sense that you couldn't show a full movie in its entirety, even with commentary, because at that point you are technically showing a media that is designed to be paid access. But music videos are something that are not paid access.
Yeah, so it's not even about music videos. It's about when people react to content that is on YouTube that are put on by other YouTubers.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when you really have to ask, like, can the argument be applicable to just watching YouTube videos? Because, well, people who argue against it act like...
I don't know what the exact laws are on the subject. Like, I don't know what exact regulations there are. I haven't read into it because I've never really had a problem with that kind of stuff. But, I mean, I guess it really just depends on how you define it and how you define different types of content. Like, is a YouTube video the same thing as a video game? Is the same thing as a movie or a song or something like that? Like, there's a lot of different types of content that people can do stuff like that with.
My laptop's about to die. Let me plug it up real quick.
Remember when we said we weren't going to get into legality on this channel?
Well, we said we weren't going to get into politics, and we weren't going to get into complicated legal stuff.
But I mean, this seems pretty complicated.
But it's something that I'm familiar with a little bit because I've read up on it a little bit. Out of curiosity.
You heard it here first, folks. Will's metric for determining if something is worthwhile to discuss: is he familiar with it?
Yeah, and if it relates to content creation, because we're creating content, and if we were to say react to something else, we're gonna have to be familiar with the law, right?
Right.
On this particular
Well,
problem.
you are
We're not
because
over
you're the
here.
producer.
Well, yeah, but we're not talking about like laws relating to like I don't know, Second Amendment or any of that. We're just talking about laws that
that would fall under controversial issues.
exactly.
Like
We're not talking about
fair use.
controversial.
Yeah, fair use like stuff and copyright and things like that isn't necessarily controversial.
Or at least not the same way that talking about the Second Amendment is controversial.
Yeah.
Like, right. So that's where I'm like, I give the okay sign.
That's where he
like,
draws the line.
I draw the line if it's like controversial to the point that if you talk about it, you'll get a bunch of angry tweets at you from a particular side of Twitter, whether it be from the left wing, right wing, wherever.
I mean, neither of us use Twitter. Well, I don't use Twitter. I don't know about Will.
I use Twitter, but not to discuss anything political. I honestly don't care about the left wing or right wing. Like, I think.
Yeah, me neither, to be honest. I think
like the more you learn about history.
Yeah, I think that all of like the political like sides and parties and like leaning views and stuff like that, all of that stuff is really overhyped.
And something that my history teacher back in 10th grade would always say is that the founding fathers, if they saw where America was today, they would be like, what have I done?
Yeah, basically. Like the way that the country has become today is nothing like the founders intended it to be. And that's why I think like all of the party systems and a lot of the political issues that we have are really just
I didn't intend for us to, like,
we got political.
Get this far.
I mean,
how can we relate this to Kanye? How can we relate to Kanye to save
it? Yeah, relate to Kanye, save it. So
let's talk about Kanye and his birthday party. That he made to go against the Republican Democratic. There we go. All right, yeah, let's. We're I'm out of points, so if you have anything else to say.
We only have 3 minutes left. We could just say any random thing and be perfectly fine.
You see that dartboard behind me?
Yeah.
I have never used it or like played darts with it since I hung it up back in August.
Wait, okay. So, alright. I would be okay with the fact that it was there and you just decided not to use it. That is perfectly acceptable. If it's there,
it's just an aesthetic thing.
It's not that you have to use it. I do have a problem with the fact that you decided to put it there yourself and then not use it. That is where I start to have a problem.
Wait, hold on, I'm confused. So you're not upset that I don't use it. You're upset.
No, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be upset of you not using it if it were like if you came to the dorm and it was already there because the college just decided, oh yeah, let's hang a dartboard in the dorm room, and you just said, oh, there's a dartboard there. That's all nice and all, but I am not going to use it because I have no use for it. Then that is perfectly fine.
What kind of college would have just a dartboard there?
I don't know.
An aesthetic.
I don't know.
In every room, there's a dartboard.
Maybe some kids really like darts or something. Maybe a lot of people really.
If I ever become a billionaire, I decide to open my own college. I want to make every room equipped with a dartboard, just in each one.
No, just make every room outfitted with like a full filming studio.
We're gonna make everyone get involved in this.
Yes, they will all be our minions for content creation on To Whom It May Concern.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of opening up colleges, did you know that Kanye West has his own college.
Of course, it always comes back to Kanye.
He has a college called Donda Academy. So I wonder how that school is doing, considering everything happening with Kanye right now.
I mean, I bet a lot of people are probably saying, nah, I don't want to go there. That sounds like a really bad place to go.
But what about everyone who's already there?
They're probably just dropping out.
Like, I feel like they're in a weird state where it's like, what do we even do now? Like, Kanye is destroying his reputation.
How did we get here? You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
I was about to say that.
I called it for you.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. We will see you all
Like and
next
subscribe.
week. Like and subscribe.
And as always,
And-
please... no, I messed it up. As always, please like and subscribe
Please like and
for
subscribe
another episode
For another
of To Whom It May
episode
Concern.
of To Whom It May Concern.